Hey guys, welcome back to Game Night. Now, after weeks of talking about it, we are finally ready to review this game here. What?
Seasons, yeah. Seasons. On Game Night.
I like Seasons a lot, actually. It's really colorful. It's got lots of pieces. Oh my god, you know what we should do?
What?
We should do a slow motion Tom Bassel Dice Tower. Drop it all on the table.
Okay.
Yeah?
Sure.
My name's Jaysen Headley, this is Carl Lee, and welcome to Game Night. Well, that's a mess.
Why?
Why does he do this? Why does he do this every week? I just don't understand.
Welcome to the colorful, wonderful world of Seasons. And in Seasons, there are a bunch of summoners who are competing in this land of Zidit to become the Archmage, which takes over 12 seasons in 3 years. This is a game for 2 to 4 players, and it has dice, beautiful, colorful dice, and cards that are also as beautiful and colorful.
So Seasons deals primarily with this wheel in the middle here, which is showing you what season you're in, what year you're in, and also these dice, which are freaking enormous. They make a really big bang when they hit the table. So on these dice, you have all sorts of symbols, but basically what they come down to is when these are rolled, you go around in a circle and everybody gets to take one, and you're all vying for the thing you need the most. Maybe you need some of these green tokens, or maybe you really need to draw a new card, or maybe what you really need is this circle so that you can transmute some things. See, everything in Seasons is this big contest between you and your friends, and while most of what you're doing here is sort of individual to you, a big piece of the game is when you come back to the middle to roll the dice. And the dice are really intuitive. They tell you if you're increasing your summoning gauge. They tell you if you're moving the season forward. They sort of act as little timers. And there becomes a lot of strategy behind maybe you don't necessarily need this one, but you know your friend does, so you're going to take it and make it yours. And every season has a little bit different dice with certain elements that show up a little bit more than others. So maybe you're waiting until the season of the red so that you can get that feather that you've been waiting for, or maybe you've been stockpiling water so you can sell those. See, it all comes down to the dice and who gets which dice, and the last dice standing determines just how many marks you're moving along in the year.
So in the beginning of the game, there's a bunch of cards that each player has, and they have to choose one card from that pack that they have, and then they pass it along. So it's a drafting system to figure out what cards you're going to have in your hand. And once you have 9 cards, you actually split them up into 3 years. You pick 3 cards to be in the 3rd year, 3 cards to be in the 2nd year, and 3 cards to have in your hand right now for the current year. Now, there's 2 different types of cards. There's power cards, which are these purple ones, and there's minion cards, which are these orange ones here. And you can summon them with these tokens here that represents different elements, which is fire, feather, water, and earth, or plant. And you can only summon so many cards that you are able to have through this summoning gauge. Right now I can have 5, so I could summon 5 cards total if I had the resources to summon them. And these resources here, we can only also have a maximum amount of them too. We can only have 8 of them. So there's some limitations there. But when we do get them out there, they provide us with abilities in the game, and so they also are very different. This one is an ongoing ability, and then this one has an ability that you can activate whenever you want. It has a little tool symbol, and then this one you have to activate when you first summon it. And this one has multiple, both ongoing and active right when you use it. And then these are points that you will eventually get when you have summoned them, which are reflected on this board here for the crystals, which is how you win. They're basically like VP points, victory points.
So ultimately, like Carl said, you're trying to get the most points on the path to victory, and in this game, points are typically referred to as crystals. And what's interesting about points and crystals, as they are in this game, is that they're also a currency, because some cards will ask you to spend crystals to do certain things. There's a lot of risk-reward here. You've got this lovely little player board, and you've got things like you've got risks you can take, which take away points at the end, but they also give you things, like maybe you really need to switch out some colors right now in order to summon your last thing, because don't forget, you lose points at the end for every card still in your hand that hasn't been summoned. Maybe you really need to raise your summoning gauge. A lot of risk comes into this game. You know, is it worth it to spend 20 crystals to summon a card that in the end will get you 30 crystals? It all is hinging on this crystal system, and because you have two different forms of currency, the elemental powers and the crystals, you're constantly having to go back and forth to see which one you want to use, and you're also strategizing because maybe you can't summon that much in your first year, but by year 3 you're going to have some great cards, and when you're putting those cards down, like Carl said, you want cards in your hand for year 1 that are going to give you long-lasting benefits, whereas in year 3 you just need quick fixes, quick points. It's all about planning ahead. So if you're someone who likes the long game, this is a game for you because you really get to make that strategy and see it through to the end. So ultimately, Seasons, we really like this game a lot. I will say it's, even with all of its depth, it's definitely not the deepest game out there. So if you're looking for a really, really long strategy game, this might not be for you. But that being said, I do like that really anybody can play this.
Yeah, and almost anybody can win. If you're not paying attention to other people's cards, they might have something in their cards that you don't know about that are going to really just change up the game and completely kick your butt if you're not paying attention.
The drafting system's also pretty cool because even though it kind of seems like you're swapping cards, you soon sort of see that what's interesting about that is that you know what everybody has. So if there's a card in there that deducts -5 points to whoever has it, you know it's there, and you know eventually it's going to come out.
Those like horrible -10 cards where it's like it's like a curse card where like whoever ends up holding it at the end of the round is like penalized, and so you need to try to give it to somebody else, and you have to spend a resource to be able to get rid of it, and then someone else gives it to you, and you're throwing it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It's kind of stressful.
Yeah. And I will say one of my favorite things about this game is the artwork. The artwork is superb. It's some of the best that we have seen. And that is the same of that goes for there are 2 expansions to this game, and both are of equal quality when it comes to just the general look of the game, the feel of the game, the artistry of the game. It's very, very fun and colorful and whimsical.
The expansion with the Destiny die, I'm not so sure about.
It adds a little more variety, but
I mean, it adds another way to get points at the end, and I'm not really sure if I like that mechanic or not. We haven't used it, but thinking about it, I'm not so on board for that one as much as maybe the other expansion.
And there's a lot of cards. There's a lot to see here. We've played this game a lot because we like it so much, and we still haven't seen every card in the deck. I mean, even pulling out cards to do this review, I saw cards I was like, oh, I haven't seen that. We've never experienced that card before.
And I love the big die. That's different.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
The die they're so big and chunky, and they just, like, they hit the table with such command. I like them quite a bit. Yeah. Anything else? Any other thoughts?
Not right now, I don't.
I would definitely take more expansions for this game. I mean, I know we say that about lots of games, but in a game that's so hinged on the uniqueness of every card, I think we would gladly take more of those anytime that you're willing to give them to us, AsmOdee. And yeah, as far as I see it, I would say at least play this game first. I don't know if it's an instant buy for everyone, because I think it might be a little too light for some more hardcore board gamers.
I don't think it's very light. I think that it's deceivingly simple, too, in a sense that
that's true.
If you're not really thinking ahead these 3 years and planning it out, you could, mess yourself up. Yeah. So there is some
Your very first game will be a crapshoot, because you have no idea what the cards do.
So I think that there's a little bit more to it. I was going to say something else, but I'm having a hard time remembering now. It's a lot faster, I think, than than you would think too. The seasons go by really quick, and the years go by, and there's only 3 years, which is kind of like saying there's only 3 rounds, but really it's like
Game
12,
has a really
I guess,
nice length. It's not too crazily long, but it kind of ends right when it should,
and it happens really quick. So like I'm saying, like if you're talking about planning for those other 2 years, it's gonna come really quickly. So you don't have a lot of time to just sit there and wait for it to happen. It's gonna come really quick, so you can kind of start planning for it right away in the beginning. Like, there's certain cards that cost a lot to summon, and if you wait till the last year to do it, you might not be able to do it, so you might want to try to do it in the first year, because you might need to get a lot of resources and able to summon it, so you kind of have to think in advance in that sense, too.
Yeah, so you say bye. I will throw out one other thing. Every time we have ever talked about this game, or played this game, or even the first time we played this game, someone indefinitely comes up, even every time I put a picture of this on Instagram, someone indefinitely says, I love this game. This game has a lot of fan love. A lot of people really adore it. So that means it's doing something right. The art is great. So anyway, that's our review of Seasons. You can follow us on Twitter. I'm at KugamungaCat. This is at carlkaholi. Please follow us on Instagram as well. I am at EasyCat there, while he is still at carlkaholi. I'll put some posts to our blogs, and you can also check out all of our videos, not only at YouTube here on our channel, but also on BoardGameGeek by following Carl at The Light. I'll put it
LYGHT number 4.
The Light 4. We're loving the comments. I love hearing from you guys on my Instagram. I love hearing, that you're enjoying the show. We love the feedback. So if you have feedback and you say, hey, I think you could do this better, please let us know. We're a new show. We're looking to grow, and we're having a great time doing this. And if you're in the New York area, please holler out, because we're always looking for new cool friends to play games with. We have a lot of them, and we enjoy sharing. So yeah.
No.
So, no. All right, guys. Well, we will see you next week, where maybe we actually will review Alchemist. Listen, I want to clear up that we don't dislike Alchemist. We just think it's funny that we still haven't reviewed it.
Yeah.
We do like it, and when we review it, you'll know why. And someday that will happen, and it'll be special. And then the camera will break.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.